news comes the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And the heat will be turned up today, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thermostat's already cranking up. We're going to see those temperatures in the 90s this
Oh, my.
afternoon. Yeah. Live view outside this morning. It's a clear start today. Similar to the past several days. Serious lack of rainfall and plentiful amount of sunshine. Temperature of 66 in Oneonta, so it is a warmer start than we've seen pretty much all week long. 68 in Rome, 63 Hamilton. The cold spot up in the Adirondacks at 51 degrees in Saranac Lake. And the radar early today, yet again, a dry morning. I feel like a broken record saying this is how dry it's been, but enjoy this completely dry day today because tomorrow we're going to see our first rain chances in several days coming in both in the morning, afternoon, and evening. But again, today the heat is on. Highs in the low to mid 90s in the Mohawk Valley. A little cooler as you head up in the higher elevations with still plenty of sun. However, again, we're going to track that rainfall tomorrow and how that weekend preview is looking coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Recreation.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Happy Thursday. Time now is 5:10 this morning, and as you head out to work today, you'll be encountering a warmer start than usual, at least compared to the past week or so. Despite that, usually in late July, this is about how warm those temperatures usually are. But anyways, you got blue skies expected today after this morning twilight ends, and when it comes to traffic, green across the board. No impacts this morning and no actions to report as well. We take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are tracking entirely dry conditions today from sunrise until sunset. So we've got that warmth today, early this morning. We got that heat on the way this afternoon. This day ends our 4-day stretch of entirely dry weather. Tomorrow, we're tracking some rain chances arriving as this high pressure or this ridge begins to break down. We're tracking that rain when it arrives, plus how the weekend is shaping up so far, coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brian Koberger, the man who...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 5:17. We are tracking plenty of sun and very warm temperatures today as that heat and humidity finally make their return. Downtown Utica, a live view outside, near cloudless skies again. I know it seems as if a broken record with the amount of sunshine we've seen, but I know certainly a lot of you aren't complaining about the word sunshine being the broken record here. 68 and clear. Outside, dew point is 62. We're now in the humid category, and we're going to see this rise throughout the day to very humid to near tropical levels. So we got the humidity, we got the sunshine, we got the heat. It's still going to be dry, though, on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. And with that in mind, yes, it's hot out, but still, you got great grilling weather today. Tomorrow, we're going to be dodging a few showers and storms. I do think a lot of the area is going to dry out by the evening, but compared to, say, Saturday, which is going to be more on the dry side, you've got today and Saturday for your best bet for grilling. But still, though, I know we had some breaks in using the ACs, but some of you might be turning that back on today with that humidity and heat returning. It's going to be very humid tomorrow, not nearly as hot. And then as we enter next week or even the weekend, it's going to be seasonably warm. So do what you wish with your air conditioning as you head into that stretch here as well. But yes, it's summertime. You always think about these days in the middle of winter, and I wish I could sit outside by the pool in sunshine. Well, today's a great pool day. Upper 80s, low 90s. Make sure you have your sunscreen out, but again, don't feel you have to stay indoors with all this heat. Enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the heat. Well, we have it, because in a couple of months, you're going to look back and remember, or maybe potentially regret, not going out for relaxing in the sun. But either way, the weather today is shaping up rather nicely into the upper 80s, low 90s. Yes, it's hot. Just take extra precautions. You work outside, grab some extra waters when you head out to work. Then tonight, lows in the 70s. It's going to be a very warm start to your day tomorrow. A passing isolated shower in the morning, a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. They have since trended weaker. A lot of this strong storm activity begins to fire up south and east of us. So we're not really focused on any severe weather tomorrow, mainly some heavy rainfall being the biggest risk. Then by Saturday morning, fog turns to sunshine, temperatures in the mid-80s. A pretty nice day for your Saturday, which is good news. We have one very nice day Saturday. We're going to be dodging a few thunderstorms on Sunday. It's still looking like we've got this approaching system from the west, and scattered thunderstorms overall the common trend here. Tomorrow, we can start to really time out when they're going to arrive, but at least for today, we've got at least those chances throughout the day for some thunderstorms. Hopefully they end just in time for the ceremonies for Cooperstown, but fingers crossed.
Fingers definitely crossed. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:20 again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor, meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center this morning, and he is tracking some extremely high temperatures for the day. Eric.
Yeah, that's right. It's a warmer start than we've seen recently, and yes, we're talking 80s, potentially 90s this afternoon. Let's take a look at what's going on outside early today. Yet again, we're in day 4 of entirely dry weather, except today, unlike the past few, we really start to feel that heat and humidity return. A live look at Oneonta, temperature sitting at 64 degrees with slightly humid conditions out there. In the 60s in the Mohawk Valley, pushing 70 in Rome, and 63 Hamilton, 51 in Saranac Lake. So before I continue the forecast, though, I do want to mention that yesterday I talked about the ISS flyby, and one of you was able to take a fantastic picture here. Look at this shot taken by Steve. You can actually see the branches of the ISS, the solar panels on the side. I really want to know the specs of your camera. Maybe you have probably a telescope attached to it too. Either way, not only is this hard to look at through something like a telescope, it moves incredibly fast. So congratulations to Steve for taking this amazing shot yesterday. And again, there's opportunities over the next few days to witness it as well. So radar is dry. We're tracking plenty of heat today and humidity, high temperatures pushing the low 90s. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. President Trump working
where we track storms. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Our photo of the day today, I think, is a very interesting one. You guys might find this pretty fascinating. This is a photo here of cloud iridescence in the sky, and this is made entirely by magic. Just kidding. It's made by the fine particles of ice or small water droplets way up in the sky that have a uniform size, and at the right angle with the right sunlight, you get rainbow-looking clouds, or officially cloud iridescence. So if you ever look up in the sky and you see something like this, if you type something like cloud iridescence into Google, you'll find similar images there too, and it goes into a lot more detail about how they form. But again, amazing photo right here that, yes, rainbow clouds are entirely possible. This was taken at Glimmerglass in Otsego County. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, send it to the link right there in the top of your screen. I'll say it will show it right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise every weekday morning. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some hot weather for day 3 today of the Boonville-Oneida County Fair.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Weather's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, guys. Today we're looking at a lot of warmth, a lot of humidity, but still plenty of sunshine. We take a live look at Utica right now. It's still blue skies out there. Day 4 of pretty much unobstructed sunshine. Yeah, there have been a few clouds in the sky, but it's been a gorgeous stretch of weather. And today is the final hurrah of this beautiful stretch here. Humid conditions, 62 degrees with that dew point, 68 the temperature. Radar early this morning, dry. We're not expecting any rainfall today, and with that in mind, it's great grilling weather. Yeah, a little bit on the hot side, but either way, it's going to be raining tomorrow. Hopefully it dries up just in time for the evening. A lot of that rainfall does take place in the early afternoon, but Saturday looking pretty nice with a lack of rainfall and temperatures in the mid-80s. And so we say goodbye to keeping the ACs off. I know some of you are definitely going to be caving in today with the temperatures in the 90s and the higher humidity. Same thing tomorrow. It won't be nearly as hot, but the humidity will also be higher. And then throughout the weekend and next week, we're still at this very warm and slightly humid stretch, typical for late July, early August, but either way, it's still a pretty warm and humid stretch there. But I do want to emphasize, yeah, it's hot and humid, but you're going to remember days like these when it's in the middle of winter time and you're thinking, dang, I wish I could just hang out by the pool in the sun today. Well, you got a great day for it. Upper 80s, low 90s. You put on that sunscreen, you can enjoy the sun, enjoy the warmth, spend time outside because, again, in a few months, that really won't be too possible. So we look at the skycast here today. Temperatures are peaking in the mid-80s to eventually low 90s in the Mohawk Valley. Plenty of sun, dry weather tonight. Overnight lows fall in the 70s, and then by tomorrow morning, a passing light shower, if that. Otherwise, much of that rainfall does begin to move in by the early afternoon. The good news is it's trending a bit less on the strong side when it comes to severe weather. In fact, I think we're pretty much out of the woods when it comes to that. Biggest risk being heavy rainfall as these storms pass over us. Then a lingering downpour in the evening, but it's not really that widespread. Saturday starts out with some fog and then sunshine as temperatures peak in the mid-80s. So it's dry Saturday. Unfortunately for Sunday, it's still trending a bit on the stormy side with some showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. We headed tomorrow. We're going to have a better view of Sunday hour by hour forecast. For now, we just have a very faint glimpse on what's taking place, and there's storm potential, but we can't quite fine-tune the timing yet. But either way, it's going to be in the 80s all weekend long. Pretty nice temperature for late July.
That's for sure. And you remember yesterday I set my alarm for 10 o'clock so I could get up and watch the ISS.
You got to see it?
I was too tired to go outside.
Oh, I was already in bed, so I missed it.
We did have a good photo of it, though.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
You're going to have to share that again next hour.
Yep, of course.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:54.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And the heat will be on. We're talking low 90s today.
Yes, we're finally returning to July-like weather. It's been so cool and refreshing now that humidity is back on again. A look at the sunrise this morning. Yeah, we're on another stretch of plenty of sunshine today, and beautiful view out there in the eastern sky in the City of the Hills. Temperatures in Oneonta sitting at 64 degrees early today. 68 in the Mohawk Valley, 63 Hamilton. Still in the mid-50s in parts of the Adirondacks early today. Let's zoom in, though. 61 Inlet, 56 Long Lake, 62 Westmoreland, Deansboro sitting at 67 to start your day, same as Sylvan Beach. And then to the south, 63 Hamilton, same as Cooperstown, 59 Unadilla, and 65 degrees in Sherburne. The radar early today is showing dry weather. We are expecting this to continue throughout the day today. It's been 4 days since we've seen anything on the radar. Pretty interesting. In fact, the only thing we're really seeing were birds taking flight off of some of their roosts. So that's about as busy as the radar has been. However, it's going to get a little more busy tomorrow, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Today, though, again, temperatures are peaking in the low 90s with high humidity returning. We're going to follow again that heat plus that early preview of Hall of Fame weekend, the Hall of Fame weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Recreation.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Happy Thursday, everybody. A beautiful week so far, and we're wrapping up our beautiful stretch with some high heat and humidity. Still plenty of sun today, though, so yeah, it's warm out, but as long as the sun is shining, that's all that really matters here. We take a look at some conditions out there across the region. We've got plenty of sun, dry weather, a beautiful scene right there in Oneonta this morning as the sun slowly rises over the horizon there. And when it comes to our traffic tracker, there are no accidents to report of. Conditions driving this morning, clear, maybe some patchy fog forming what appears to be in areas in the southern tier south of Oneonta. So I think we're pretty much in the clear when it comes to fog this morning. We'll see how it develops. So radar, dry today, sunshine. This morning, same thing this afternoon as we go from the 60s up into the 90s with that higher humidity. And we're going to say goodbye to low humidity for the time being as it increases throughout the weekend again and even into much of next week. We're going to follow that, plus, of course, that rainfall chance that moves in tomorrow, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brian Koberger, the man who murdered...
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
High heat and humidity with plenty of sun. The story today as our stretch of dry weather continues to day 4. Downtown Utica, live view outside, blue skies early today with the temperatures in the upper 60s in the Mohawk Valley. First time in a few days we've seen temperatures start out this warm. Humid conditions, dew point of 63. Radar, despite the higher humidity, is looking dry today. And with the dry weather expected this afternoon, you've got great grilling weather for today. Maybe a bit on the hot side, but tomorrow you're going to be dodging some rain showers in the early afternoon. Saturday, though, is your best bet. It's going to be slightly cooler than today with still plenty of sun and dry weather. But yes, that humidity really continues to move in over the next few days. The ACs, which had a break early this week, you might want to start using them again today, tomorrow, even next week. That summertime heat, typical summertime heat and humidity really stick around. But don't let that stop you from enjoying the heat outside. It's going to be upper 80s, low 90s. Yes, it's going to be very warm, but if you put on some sunscreen, you spend time by the pool, you stay hydrated, there's no reason why you can't enjoy the heat outside. And I mentioned in the last half hour, on midwinter days in January, February, you're going to look back on days like today with all this sun and think, maybe I wish I was outside in the pool. Well, that's the case here today. So get out and enjoy it if you wish. It's going to be great pool weather, great ice cream weather too, by the way. Go out and support those local ice cream places. So our Skycast showing temperatures peaking in the upper 80s, low 90s today with plenty of sun. Tonight, lows in the 70s. A very warm start tomorrow with an isolated shower turning to some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Right now, it looks like the storm risk, the severe storm risk, is to our east. It's trended outside of our area, which is good news because really all we're worried about is heavy rainfall at this point. But we'll closely watch how they develop. A lingering downpour in the evening, especially in the North Country, that ends and we dry out overnight with some patchy fog turning to sunshine Saturday afternoon and temperatures in the mid-80s. So Saturday's not too bad. Well, what about Sunday? Well, I wish I had better news about Sunday's forecast. The latest trends still point to some storm chances in the afternoon. But we have to wait until tomorrow before our high-resolution data comes in with the timing of storm chances on Sunday. But for now, still just a heads up for Sunday's weather. It remains pretty nice, pretty seasonable in the 80s through next week. So we're going to follow that. Plus, in the long term, Gary, there are signs of a slight cool down into August. So,
oh, wow.
It's been quite hot and humid recently, but we'll see how August trends.
Definitely hot and humid today.
Yes.
92, wow. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Good Morning once again. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. If you like the heat, you'll definitely like today. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center. And Eric, how hot are we talking?
90s today, Gary. Hot and humid, that's for sure. Let's take a look at what's going on out there right now, though. It is a warmer start today than it has been pretty much all week long, with that higher humidity slowly moving in. We're starting out in the 60s at this hour. Live look at Oneonta, that sun above the horizon. It's a beautiful sunrise today. Temperatures in the 60s, upper 60s in the Mohawk Valley, 50s up in the Adirondacks. At least in some of those cold pockets near Saranac Lake. 73 in Syracuse, by the way. Other temperatures now, well, 60 in Little Falls, 67 Deansboro, 65 Richfield Springs, and 63 in Cooperstown. Yesterday, I mentioned you could see the ISS flyby, and of course, when these are mentioned, some of you who are phenomenal photographers take the challenge. Look at this photo here. I showed in the last half hour as well. This is taken by Steve. You can actually see the branches of the ISS, the solar panels there. I really want to know how you took this picture. This is impressive here. So amazing photo right here of the ISS, which again flew by last night. We're going to track, of course, not only the visibility for future events like this, but also when we're going to say goodbye to this heat and at least say goodbye to the dry weather, because it's dry today, but by tomorrow we're going to see the arrival of rainfall, even a few thunderstorms. We're going to just time those out coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Boy, if you had a competition of all the photos sent in, I think that might win for the year.
That is impressive, Gary.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Today's photo, pretty interesting. It's a phenomenon that took place, at least this past weekend, even early this week. And it's called cloud iridescence, a fancy word for what appears to be a rainbow cloud. And it's created entirely by magic. Well, not entirely. It's actually made, this is an interesting fact here. So you see these rainbow clouds in the sky. These particles, or these ice crystals or small water droplets in the atmosphere, if they have a uniform size and they're relatively small, the sun angle hits it a certain way and it actually produces a variety of colors here, like a rainbow. So this is not an official rainbow that you see arcing across the sky, but another way you can have it happen, which is what's called cloud iridescence. So if you ever look up in the sky and see a rainbow-looking cloud, well, it's officially called that. You can also look that up too, like on Google or anything like that, and they give you a definition and a lot more detail and other extra photos on what takes place here. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, or have a unique cloud formation you want to explain, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Always looking for photos like that to share with you guys every morning. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Day 3 today of
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Lots of sunshine out there today. Unlike the past few days, though, the heat is on, and so is that humidity. A live look outside in Utica. Blue skies early this morning. It's a gorgeous start to your day. Temperatures already in the upper 60s. That humidity also on the rise. It won't be tropical levels today, but it will be close to it with dew points in the upper 60s. So definitely noticeable throughout the day today. Radar picking up on dry conditions this morning. We're expecting an entirely dry day today, but that will change as we head into tomorrow. So if you have any plans for grilling, any outdoor activities, today's looking great. Tomorrow, in the early afternoon, some showers and storms roll through. Saturday, though, is looking really nice as well. But yes, although it's dry today and on Saturday, the heat is on today and tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, mainly the humidity. You got both of those factored in. It's definitely going to be a very warm and humid stretch for the next couple of days. Then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week, it's still going to be warm, right around average in the low to mid 80s. So do as you wish with air conditioning. But I know some of you might be turning up that AC today with that higher heat and humidity. But of course, it's summertime. Don't let the very warm temperatures tell you to stay inside or anything like that. It's a great pool weather, upper 80s, low 90s. You put on some sunscreen, go out and enjoy it. As I mentioned previously, if you wait until November, December, January, February, you'll look back on days like today and think of the times you would enjoy just laying out by the pool, going in the pool. This is a beautiful late July day, summertime here in the central New York area. So we look at the skycast today, lots of sun, temperatures peaking in the upper 80s to low 90s. By tonight, it's a warm one. Overnight lows only in the 70s. A passing brief shower early in the morning, but most rainfall activity takes place in the early afternoon. With these rain chances, the storm potential, at least the severe storm potential, is outside of our area to the east, which is good news for us. Biggest risk here just being heavy rainfall, maybe some stronger winds in here and there, but nothing right now appears to be that severe. Then by Friday evening, sunshine, a few downpours up north, and then we're going to see lots of sun after some morning fog. Saturday, temperatures in the 80s. So Saturday's looking nice. What about Sunday? Well, unfortunately, it looks a little unsettled with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Well, we head into tomorrow, we're going to have a better idea of the timing, hour-by-hour timing of that rainfall on Sunday. But for now, it's just a heads up that it's looking a little unsettled. But Saturday is your best of the 2 days, at least what we can see here now.
Yeah, definitely hope for the best for Sunday for the Hall of Fame.
Yes, hopefully.
Eric, thanks. Now, one last look at Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
News with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore. Good morning, right? I said good morning.
I said that. Good morning, too.
Yeah, good afternoon.
It was a warm morning, and it's now a very warm afternoon. Temperatures soaring already. A live view of Utica. And the heat, humidity on the rise. Take a look outside right now. At this time, we're seeing those temperatures trend into the upper 80s to low 90s. Now, the temperature on paper in the mid 80s for now. It's going to be another hour or so before we hit our peak temperature today. But you head out to western New York, where the lower elevations are hitting the upper 80s at this hour already. It's pretty interesting, too. You head to the east. It's actually on the cooler side. 82 Poughkeepsie, 81 in Glens Falls. We zoom in here. 86 Westmoreland, 78 Westernville, 80 in Inlet, 85 Little Falls, 84 Sherburne, 79 in Oneonta. The radar is still picking up on some moisture out there, but again, it's entirely dry. No rain is falling, and we're going to see those temperatures remain in the upper 80s, low 90s, a very warm and humid afternoon. Tonight, we're going to cool down into the 70s, a chance for an early morning shower, followed by the chance for a few afternoon thunderstorms. We're tracking that, plus the latest rainfall trends for this upcoming busy weekend straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, besides the 90s.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. The heat is slowly moving in. Temperatures already in parts of our area in the upper 80s. Live look at downtown Utica. You notice the skies look a little different on a day like today versus earlier in the week. The skies, of course, when the air is so dry, it's more of a darker blue. You get more of that humidity or the more moisture in the atmosphere. and it turns to a lighter hue. So that's why usually in wintertime, on a clear sunny days with that very dry air present, it feels or looks very dark in the sky. Currently 85, mostly sunny. Dew point of 68, feels like 88 degrees out there. So it's still a very warm afternoon. And as we mentioned previously, still lots of heat advisories across much of the U.S., including us here in the Mohawk Valley. Lower elevations in Montgomery, Herkimer, Madison, and Oneida counties, all under those heat advisories for today. And that's for heat index values between 95 and 100 degrees. So that'll take place later on in the day today. All driven by this heat dome impacting much of the southeast. It's not going to last too long affecting us. Yes, it's going to be warm tomorrow. It'll warm a little bit on Saturday and Sunday, but the heat will not be nearly as hot as today. This is the warmest it'll be for the next 7. But still, we're also tracking some rainfall and storm chances. So despite that, we have days in between them which are entirely dry. Today and Saturday. Yes, tomorrow there could be some dry periods in the evening, but when it comes to completely dry weather, today and tomorrow or and Saturday, your best bet. Now, with the heat on the way today, yes, you might have to say goodbye to turning off those air conditioners and turn them back on again with high heat. And then eventually tomorrow, more so humidity. So not just air conditioners, but also dehumidifiers. Might have to start using them more, especially by next week, too. That humidity doesn't appear to be going away, at least for the short term. But for the most part, we're not talking about dangerous heat. Just make sure you stay hydrated, take breaks. Still, though, on days like today, you're going to remember them in the middle of winter when you're thinking, dang, I wish I could hang out in the pool today. Well, great pool weather today. Go out and enjoy it. Temperatures peaking in the low 90s. So plenty of sun this afternoon. Temperatures peaking in the low 90s across the Mohawk Valley, 80s in the North Country and South. Overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, there's a passing downpour possible by around 5, 6 a.m. That'll switch to a few scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. They have trended weaker, which is great news. Maybe some lightning, some heavy rainfall, but severe risk has since pushed east. So for the most part, just typical garden variety thunderstorms. Then some lingering downpours north overnight. And then Saturday, lots of sun, dry weather, temperatures in the mid-80s. And for now, still, Sunday appears to produce some scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. Unfortunately, not looking entirely dry. By tomorrow, our data is going to give us more hour-by-hour timings. We'll give you a better look of how it looks, especially for the all-important induction ceremony for the Baseball Hall of Fame, plus other so many events happening this weekend, too. It's late summer. Yeah. Everything's happening. So if you have any plans, you can move them around. Saturday looks to be your best day so far.
And I know Taste of Lebanon right down the hill here at the Deerfield Firehouse. A lot of folks looking forward to that.
Great food.
Definitely. Eric, thanks. We turn now to meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, it is warming up there. We are approaching 90 right now.
Yeah, that's right. I think the screen's already very red. It's toasty.
Yeah, Dansville high right now.
92, 90, 84 Poughkeepsie, a lot of heat across the state. In fact, let's zoom in here. You can see all the temperatures. 89 Rochester. The major heat today will be focused out in western New York in the Finger Lakes area. Yes, we're going to see some heat today. It's not anything record-breaking, but after such a cool and refreshing stretch, this is a snap back to reality today. Downtown Utica, blue skies, still some humid conditions slowly arriving throughout the day today, as we're at a very humid category early this afternoon. The radar is actually picking up on some of this moisture. These are some clouds that have some pretty significant structure to them. Therefore, you can see it on the radar, but still, just because seeing the radar, not actually raining out. So an interesting fact right there when it comes to these conditions. So the next 12 hours, we peak in the upper 80s to low 90s today. Plenty of sunshine and the humidity still on the rise. Tonight, we'll see those temperatures fall down into the 70s. Overnight low is actually pretty warm. And then following that, maybe a passing shower tomorrow morning, but the big story is tomorrow afternoon with some scattered thunderstorms finally moving their way back in after a stretch of dry weather expanding for 4 days. We'll track that, plus how the weekend's looking so far in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are following
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Today, the heat finally returning after a brief hiatus. We take a look at downtown Utica, blue skies, puffy clouds out there. I mentioned previously, again, we have at least a view of some lighter blues in the sky. Usually you can tell the humidity based by looking up at how dark the blue is. In the middle of winter time, we've got very dark blue skies in middle of summer on the lighter side. So interesting fact there. 85 the temperature at Griffiths and Rome, 88 the feels like temperature with that dew point of 68, making it very humid out there this afternoon. And yes, it's hot today. There's a lot of areas in the U.S. under heat advisories, including our local area here. You can see parts of Montgomery County, southern Herkimer County, southern Oneida County, and Madison County all under heat advisories today due to the heat index, or feels like temperature, between peaking in the upper 90s to near 100 degrees. So that's the classification for heat advisories. It's all driven by this heat dome affecting much of the southeast and Atlantic coast. We're on the fringe of it right here. Notice those dark reds barely hitting us. It actually pushes south, so we're not going to see any sustained heat, at least intense heat. We're still going to see warm temperatures the next few days, but at least for now, the heat stays mainly to our south. But when it comes to rainfall, we're going to be dodging rain every other day for the next few days. So yes for grilling today, no for grilling tomorrow, yes for Saturday. But I didn't put this as a dark red color just because you could have some drying conditions in the evening. But compared to today and Saturday, you've got your best bets there. So humidity still on the rise, and it's going to remain pretty steady from the weekend and beyond. Today and tomorrow, high humidity or high temperatures. One of those days you might want to turn on the AC for the afternoon hours. But while the ACs are on, get out and enjoy the heat and humidity today. I say this because, again, in mid-winter time, you'll be looking back on days like this and wishing you could sit out by the pool. So enjoy summertime while it lasts, because before you know it, the leaves are falling and there's snow on the ground. So very humid conditions, 80s and 90s, great pool weather today. Just make sure you have plenty of sunscreen. So today's temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s, lots of sunshine, dry weather. Tonight, things turn a little more unsettled, especially by early tomorrow. Right around sunrise, there could be a brief passing shower, dry for the mid-morning, then scattered showers and thunderstorms in the early afternoon. These appear to not be severe. Severe risk has shifted east. And after a lingering downpour in the North Country overnight, Saturday morning starts out dry with some patchy fog and then sunshine by the afternoon. So, in fact, you look at the next several days, look at the sunshine and thunderstorm icons. Those are there every other day. It's pretty interesting how this pattern is setting up here. You got a thunderstorm one day, sunshine the next, thunderstorm the next day. You get it, vice versa. But again, we're keeping a close eye on the Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Sunday. Of course, not only that, a lot of events taking place this weekend. Saturday, again, looking nice. Sunday, we'll be tracking those storms.
Brings up the song Every Other Day.
Every other day.
Every other day. Now to Decision 20.
Time for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Beautiful day today. It was a hot one. Temperatures hit 90 degrees for the 7th time this summer. Our typical average is 5 for the whole year. 91 is where we stand. Feels like 92. The humidity is up as expected. And it's also a dry day. It's going to be a dry evening across the entire area. We're taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We actually could use some rain, and it looks like we'll get some of this tomorrow. Looking at very mild and muggy conditions tonight, some thunderstorms on the way for Friday, and then the humidity is going to be sticking around as we head into the weekend. Some cooler weather looking ahead to the middle and end of next week. This evening, mostly sunny, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, a very warm one out there. We are tracking some thunderstorms for Friday afternoon. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Pro wrestling legend Hulk Hogan.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening and welcome back. We are tracking some generally nice weather this evening. If you're heading out to the Herkimer County, or the Boonville Oneida County Fair, Herkimer County Fair is next month. We're going to be talking about temperatures in the low 80s. A few scattered storms as we head into tomorrow. Don't think tomorrow is going to be a washout, so pretty good for outdoor plans for most of the day. Although in the afternoon, you're going to want to keep an eye on things because again, we are tracking the potential for a few thunderstorms. Downtown Utica, 91 degrees, lots and lots of sunshine across the area. Tomorrow, we have the risk for some thunderstorms in the afternoon. In fact, we are looking at the chance for some gusty winds and some locally heavy rain, but the overall risk is very, very low. So I don't think these storms are going to be packing too much of a punch here, but still, in the afternoon, be on the lookout for this because you don't need a severe storm to cause issues. You can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app, get weather information on the go, including the radar, which can be helpful on a day like tomorrow. Reminder, we have the International Space Station. It's going to be flying by again tonight. We have a great view of it. Looking at clear skies, this is going to be a pretty high pass across the region. 73 degrees above the horizon. It's going to be visible for about 7 minutes. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Again, it's just a hot day across the region. Temperatures in the low 90s. Westmoreland, 91 degrees. Little Falls, 91. Dolgeville, 90. Deansboro, 88. Across Southern Valleys, again, lots of places hitting 90 degrees, including Hamilton, Sherburne, and Norwich. 87 in Cooperstown. Bigger picture shows a cold front moving in from the west. This is going to create a few scattered storms as we head into tomorrow. And it's going to push in slightly less humidity. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. It is a very warm night tonight. Overnight lows only fall into the low 70s. We're looking at partly sunny skies Friday morning, temperatures in the upper 70s. Showers, thunderstorms arrive in the afternoon. Again, some of these could create some locally heavy rainfall, which we could actually use. It's been really dry. We do get a chance to dry out as we get into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Temperatures in the low 80s. And then Saturday should be a pretty decent day. We're looking at partly to mostly sunny skies throughout, and high temperatures climb into the mid-80s. Tonight, very mild, 73 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, we're looking at scattered storms, temperatures in the low 80s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, the weather remains pretty warm here throughout the weekend and into early next week. Saturday looks dry for Honor America days. Sunday, again, the chance for a few thunderstorms for the induction ceremony. We'll keep an eye on that. Monday looks dry. It's hot again. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s, but there are some signs that the weather cools down a bit as we head towards the middle and end of next week. Highs in the mid-70s by Thursday.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Average home insurance policy. Over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. He has a special guest with him.
Yeah, we do. Actually, you're not in the shot. Here, come on over here. Come on over here, Sky. We brought Sky in today. We're actually very excited to announce that she has officially gotten her therapy license today. So she's a very good girl. I had to pass some tests for that. And as you can see, she brings a lot of smiles in the station, and we're hoping to have her on television a little bit more frequently. Also, too, for any visits in the future, as we go out to schools and do things like that, she has her official license. By the way, we are hiding Sky behind the graphics for a second here. We're looking at pretty quiet conditions across the region tonight. We hit day number 7 with temperatures in the 90s, and I don't think we're going to do this anytime soon, but we'll get pretty close. Temperatures will be in the 80s here over the next several days. Our next chance of rain will be tomorrow. We've got the chance for some thunderstorms. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, this is kind of funny. There's the real Sky, there's the not-so-real Sky. Either way, temperatures will be in the low 90s. We're looking at very pleasant conditions. As we head into this evening, it does cool off, so it will become a little bit more comfortable to take the dog out. By the way, tonight's featured dog, Simba, from North Utica. And if you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back over to you.
Well, thank you. As we reported last week, Steve Miller Band announced they would cancel the State Fair concert and others because of extreme weather threats.
Maribel Gonzalez spoke to experts about what this could mean for the future of festivals and other outdoor events.
Severe weather is raining on parades. or in this case, the Steve Miller Band's tour. The classic rocker canceled his tour set to kick off in August due to, quote, the combination of extreme heat, unpredictable flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, and massive forest fires.
The climate continues to warm. It's kind of an inevitability that we need to account for.
Francesca Hopkins is one of the researchers behind a 2020 study that explored the impact of climate change on tourism in California's Coachella Valley, an area which hosts outdoor music events, including the hugely popular Coachella Festival.
The probability of extreme heat for any given Coachella is something around 15 to 20%. When we go out to the end of the century, the probability could be something like 40% risk, so a doubling of the risk of extreme heat if we're able to curtail our emissions. But if we don't, the probability of extreme heat goes up to about 60%.
Dr. Taylor Burkholder says heat-related illnesses can come on fast.
Someone can go from feeling pretty normal to being in a life-threatening situation within a matter of minutes.
But preparation is key.
This is the right time to start wearing lightweight, loose-fitting, and light-colored clothing.
Many venues have made changes like adding water stations, but artist Billie Eilish says,
you would not believe how wasteful this industry is. And it's like you ask them what their plan is to be a little more eco-conscious, and it's like nobody has a plan.
26 years ago today.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Turning out to be a very warm day across central New York. Temperatures hit 90 degrees for the 7th time this summer at Griffiths and Rome. A live look at Oneonta, 84 degrees. We do run the risk for some thunderstorms tomorrow as our weather does change. We are not expecting any strong storms. We could have a few gusty winds and some locally heavy rain. The timing would be tomorrow afternoon. The higher risk for stronger weather looks to be south and east of central New York. But still, it does look like we'll be getting some wet weather here Friday afternoon. A reminder, you can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. If you're on the go and you need weather information, this is one way to do it. You can also have access to the Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar on your phone as well. If we do get any thunderstorms, it would be very helpful tomorrow afternoon. Pollen outlook. Grasses are pretty common this time of the year, and we're looking at medium to high levels over the next couple of days. The rain does knock things down slightly tomorrow, but I think they're going to be sticking around for the most part here over the next several days. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is looking quiet across the region. A significant change in the weather pattern is expected for the end of July and into early August. It looks like we're going to get into a cooler than average weather pattern. And for this time of the year, that tends to be very comfortable. A lot more days in the 70s and also dry conditions. So very comfortable weather here as we round the corner and head towards August. Our sky watchers checking in. Again, a hot day. Whitesboro 91, Clinton 90 degrees, Barneville 87, Cassville 91, Jeff and Mohawk 89, Eric and Inlet 83, Hartwick 86, Cooperstown 88, and Edmonston with 86 degrees. High pressure continues to drive our weather. We've had a dry stretch of weather throughout the week, but that does come to an end. Thunderstorms approach from the west, and again, a few of these will be arriving tomorrow afternoon. A very warm night tonight. Overnight lows only in the low 70s. Running the air conditioner will make things feel a lot more comfortable if you have it. Thunderstorms are expected to develop Friday afternoon. They look widespread, but again, not too strong this time around. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. The humidity starts to drop heading into Friday evening. The weather looks pleasant heading into Friday night. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. It looks like a nice afternoon and dry, with temperatures climbing into the mid-80s. Very mild tonight, low of 73. Tomorrow, thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures in the low 80s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday looks dry, warm, 87 for Honor America days. The weather should be fine. On Sunday, we still have the risk of thunderstorms, especially in the morning time, 83. Monday looks dry, 88. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday also looking dry, with temperatures in the mid-80s on Tuesday, near 80 Wednesday and into the mid-70s. Looking ahead to Thursday. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another hot day, as expected. We climbed into the 90s, 91 degrees. This marks our 7th day this summer where temperatures have hit or exceeded 90 degrees at Griffith and Rome. The dew point's up. That number's changed in the past couple of hours. Feels like 93. So a hot day, dry, sunny, beautiful. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's going to be a very warm night tonight. Overnight lows only drop into the low 70s. We are tracking some much needed rainfall coming from a few thunderstorms on Friday. It doesn't look like those storms are going to be all that strong, but it could interrupt your afternoon plans. The humidity looks to stick around as we head into the weekend. This evening, the weather looks very pleasant, but again, very warm. Temperatures are going to be well into the 80s. We are tracking some cooler weather down the road. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, thanks, Bill. Public schools will...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A hot day today. Temperatures hit 90 degrees for the 7th time this summer at Griffith and Rome. It's going to be another warm one tomorrow. If you're heading out to the Boonville, Oneida County Fair, temperatures look to be in the low 80s. Not quite as hot as today. We also have the chance for a few thunderstorms. The humidity looks to be sticking around as we head into the weekend. Live look in downtown Utica, 91 degrees, lots of sunshine. It's been a gorgeous stretch of weather over the course of the week, although today has been much, much warmer than the past several days. The chance for storms tomorrow is still there, but the chance for strong storms is very low. I think most of these storms produce rain, thunder, maybe a few gusts of wind, but nothing that's expected to be strong. Still, even if it's not a strong storm, if you're caught out in it, it's still pretty inconvenient. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You can also get radar images on the go as well. Space Station makes another flyby tonight. This one is the brightest of them all for the entire month. It's a very high pass, almost directly overhead. 9:22 is the flyby time, and this is expected to be, skies are expected to be clear. It should be a pretty comfortable night to check that out. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet. There's a significant change in the weather pattern expected as we head into the end of the month and early August. The jet stream is going to drive south. We're going to get into some cooler than average weather, which is unusual. It has been consistently warm throughout the majority of this summer so far. We've been 3 to 4 degrees above average, so this is going to be a very dramatic change. What does it mean to be below average in the summer, especially the middle of the summer? Usually means temperatures in the 70s, very comfortable weather. As we look at current temperatures, again, many places hit 90 degrees, like Whitesboro and Clinton, 89 degrees in Norway, Jeff and Mohawk 89, Stewart and Cooperstown with 88 degrees. High pressure heads to the east. A cold front moves in from the west. That'll be our next chance for rain. A very warm night tonight. Overnight lows only in the 70s. Friday morning starts out dry and then some showers arrive. A few rumbles of thunder in the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. We do get a chance to dry out later in the day. The weather looks dry as we head into Saturday. Looks like a nice start to the weekend. Very mild tonight, low of 73. Tomorrow, thunderstorms expected, especially in the late morning to early afternoon, but they don't last all day. 83 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 87 on Saturday, partly sunny. Scattered showers and storms on Sunday, 83. Monday and Tuesday look very warm. Temperatures in the upper 80s. We start to cool off by Thursday.
Bill, thank you.
Still to come on News Channel 2 for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. So what do you got?
So this is a up-close shot of the International Space Station.
That is so cool.
A telescope. Yeah, this is Steve Spano capturing the shot. I can't imagine. I've been trying to capture it with my telescope, and it's been a mess. It does not look like that. So props to Steve for getting a much cleaner picture of it. Great view of that tonight. Had a nice high pass of the International Space Station about an hour ago. And we have enjoyed the last couple of nights to be able to see that here with clear skies in place. It is warm out there. We're dry. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're sitting at 80 degrees at 10 o'clock at night. Mostly clear skies. It's humid. It definitely feels like a very warm and very uncomfortable night. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s over the next several days. We're going to see increasing levels of humidity as we head into the weekend. We're also tracking a couple of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. They don't look strong, but they'll be around, especially for the early part of the afternoon. Tonight, it's red across the board. Very uncomfortable sleeping. You're going to want to leave the air conditioner on. Overnight lows only in the low 70s. Again, tracking a few storms for tomorrow. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Pro wrestling.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. If you're heading to the Boonville Oneida County Fair tomorrow, the weather should be pretty decent. We have a round of thunderstorms expected in the early afternoon, but I think most of the day will be okay. Temperatures will climb into the low 80s and will be a little bit less hot compared to today. The overall severe weather risk tomorrow is low. While we do expect some thunderstorms, I'm not really expecting a lot of these to pack a punch. We could see some locally heavy rain. We actually could use the rain. It's been really dry this month of July. We only have seen about half as much rain as typical, and we've been getting the heat, so things have been really drying out quickly. And boy, what a remarkable turnaround after the way things have been going this spring. It's been so wet and so cold, and just like that, it's been a hot summer. Reminder, you can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. This is where you can get weather information on the go. You can also look at our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar on the go. And again, speaking of the radar, it is looking pretty quiet out there tonight. It has been another hot day, day number 7, where temperatures have exceeded 90 degrees. That is above average, the number of 90-degree days. We typically get about 5, so we've already exceeded that number, and we still have the rest of the summer to go. Although the long-range pattern favors no additional 90-degree days ahead. This is what it's looking like as we turn the corner into August. It does look like the jet stream is going to drop south, setting the stage for a much cooler weather pattern. So we've got about another week of high heat and humidity before some noticeable relief arrives. By the way, cooler temperatures this time of the year means highs in the 70s, which is pretty nice. And that also means lower humidity, and it's also a drier weather pattern too. Keeping an eye on a couple of thunderstorms to the west. Those weaken tonight. We'll see some clouds from that, and maybe a sprinkle late tonight. But we start out tomorrow morning with mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 70s. Showers, a few thunderstorms arrive in the early afternoon. They don't stick around all day. We should get a chance to dry out and see a little bit of sunshine late. Temperatures in the low 80s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks quiet. For Honor America Days on Saturday, the weather should be pretty nice. We're looking at dry conditions, warm temperatures, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Very mild tonight, low of 73. Tomorrow, scattered storms in the early afternoon, a high of 83. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 87 on Saturday, partly sunny. Chance of a thunderstorm Sunday, 83. The weather looks warm early next week. 88 Monday, 87 Tuesday. Things start to cool down. Highs drop into the 70s. We're looking ahead to Thursday. We'll be right back.
For a first look at the forecast tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. This is a great shot. I don't even know how you can take the picture with the telescope. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I've tried to get the telescope tonight. We have a great view of the International Space Station. Did not look anything like this. So big props to Steve Speno for this beautiful shot and capturing the International Space Station. We had a great view of that tonight. Clear skies in place, and it's really warm out there tonight. That's probably the biggest difference compared to the past couple of nights. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's nice and clear, nice and dry. We're sitting at 77 degrees at 11 o'clock at night. It's balmy out there. It's humid, and it's going to stay warm here tonight. It's a good night to run the air conditioner. Tomorrow, temperatures will be in the low 80s. We have the chance for a few thunderstorms. They don't look strong, but they do look fairly widespread throughout the afternoon. Temperatures in the low upper 80s on Saturday, and we'll stay in the 80s as we head into the next several days. An air conditioner is going to come in very handy tonight if you have it. Overnight lows only in the low 70s, a very stuffy night for sleeping. We are tracking a few thunderstorms for Friday. Look at your forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Pro wrestling icon Hulk Hogan.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. The weather is looking pretty nice as we head into the start of the weekend. If you're heading to the Boonville Oneida County Fair tomorrow, there is the chance for a couple of thunderstorms in the early afternoon. It does look cooler than today. Temperatures will be in the low 80s. Now, the severe weather risk for tomorrow is not high. In fact, it's pretty low. We're not expected any strong storms, but there should be widespread showers and a few rumbles of thunder as we head into the late afternoon or the late morning to early afternoon. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 app. Tomorrow, having access to the radar will be coming in handy, and you can get that on our app as well. Speaking of the radar, this is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet across the region. Today marked day 7, where we've had temperatures at or above 90 degrees. In an average summer, it's 5. So we're above average already, and we still have more summer to go. However, when we're looking at the long-range weather pattern, I think we're going to put a cap on the 90-degree days for now. We're going to be putting that on hold because we have a substantial change in the jet stream pattern as we head into the calendar change going from July to August. The jet stream is going to drop to the south. We get into a dry and cooler than average weather pattern. What does that mean for early August? Temperatures in the 70s. Actually, some really comfortable weather ahead. But we have a few days to get through before we get there. Bigger picture shows a cold front approaching from the west. We have some dying showers and storms approaching from the west, and they'll bring us a few clouds here tonight, maybe a sprinkle. Overnight lows only in the 70s. It's going to be a really warm night. Showers, thunderstorms arrive during the late morning to early afternoon tomorrow. Again, I'm not expecting a lot of strong weather here, but again, a couple of downpours are possible. Temperatures will climb into the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. We do get a chance to dry out later in the day. The weather as we head into the start of the weekend looks nice for Honor America days. We're looking at partly to mostly sunny skies, a warm afternoon, high temperatures in the upper 80s. Very mild tonight, only 73 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, scattered storms in the late morning to early afternoon, 83. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weekend weather looks pretty nice, 87 Saturday. There's still the chance of a thunderstorm on Sunday, 83. Weather looks warm Monday and Tuesday, and then another cold front arrives, knocking temperatures into the upper 70s to low 80s Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.